Okay, I just shot a whole bunch of videos, a bunch of helpful, quick, informational videos that are going to be chopped up, edited, and delivered to you. And then I sat down and I made a really long Facebook post about this idea of business made human, my tagline and an idea that I've been working around and branding for the last few months. And I was like, oh, I should just sit down and relax and record some more videos, or at least record another video, but in a different style and more of a just let's sit down and talk kind of style. So that's what I'm doing. More like a journal of sorts, video journal, video diary kind of thing, which I haven't done in a while. And I'll tell you why. The reason I haven't done it in a while is because I'm torn. I'm torn between two different worlds, two different ways of building a business online. And the one way is this: it's doing content and basically being a full-time content person, putting out content pretty much full-time, and that being your main focus, your main drive, your main kind of product. And then you have products and services that you kind of sell beyond that. That's really the model, and I think the prevailing model for most online businesses that are out there. And so it's a good model, and it's a tried and true model, and it's tested, and I think it's good. And overall, I'm still going to always do some of that. On the other hand, there's some downsides to it, and there's some things that I think are that don't work well in the long run. And the risk, and the thing that I've realized, and working in my own trainings, and working with my own consultants, is and even my mastermind group, is the risk is you spend so much time completely focused on yourself and on your content and your brand and your website that you kind of forget to deliver results to your clients, and you forget kind of what this is all about. And I don't want that to happen to me. And I don't think that's happened per se, but I do think that it's really hard to put out a high volume of content, a high volume of quality content, and still deliver really good results to your clients, still develop really incredible services and products that help clients get results. So I think the worst case scenario is you have this amazing brand, this amazing following, 1 million subscribers, blah, 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 1 million downloads, and then people come to work with you or buy your product, and it sucks. It completely sucks, and it underwhelms, and it ends up hurting you, right? Because people have these huge expectations that because I follow you and because I've consumed every piece of content and I love your blog or whatever, that therefore your product or service must be great. Not always the case. And so what I've done the past few months, and really the past like 12 weeks really, is just pull back on content. We put out right now 1 podcast episode a week, and it's usually just an interview style podcast. And then I'm focusing entirely on my clients and getting my clients the results that they want and that they've hired me to help them get. And that's been really cool. That's been really good for me. It's been almost a relief to do less content and to feel like I need to turn on this camera all the time, and I need to do 2 podcast episodes a week and engage my email list constantly. And those things are still important, and I still do those things, just a bit less of them, because I'm more deeply focused than ever on the right stuff, getting results for my clients. And that's been really good for me overall. I'm getting to a point now where I've basically, we ran version 1 of my training program, and we've gotten so much feedback from students in the program that we started to work on version 2. So we've rolled out about half of version 2, and people are getting even better results. They're saying even better things about it, and we continue to revise that and improve it. And I think I'm at this point where I will start ramping up content a bit more, but with a different focus, a different intentionality. I think good content, when it comes to an online business, is not about just grabbing attention. It's not about just grabbing attention or giving away just a ton of free stuff for the sake of it, or just getting more likes or subscribers. It really is about providing true value to the people that are following along. And so I think that's a new kind of guiding light, I guess, for my content. In addition to entertaining people, I think I like to entertain. I've considered a lot lately doing like a different kind of podcast or a comedy podcast or something like with a friend. And I still think I'd like to do that because I like to have that different outlet where it's purely just for entertainment's sake and something fun and silly and lighthearted. I still would like to do that. So I think I probably will pretty soon. Now with that being said, yeah, I'll continue to do this stuff as well. And I think one downside that I see to putting out content or putting out lots of content and talking freely like this is that people assume that they know something about you, which is true, but they're getting a very limited view into you and into your life. And so the good thing is kind of the light side of content and online business and holding up a camera to your dumb face like I'm doing to my dumb face, is people get to know you, or they get to feel like they know you, and they actually get to feel close to you. And that's overall a good thing. But the bad thing is that they feel like they know you. They feel close to you, and you don't necessarily feel close to them, or you don't necessarily feel like you know them. So I'll meet people, or meet people in person. They go, I've listened to every episode, I've watched all the videos, whatever. And, your voice is in my headphones when I'm on the way to work or whatever, and now we're meeting, and I don't really get a chance to get to know that person on the same way that they've kind of started to get to know me, and that feels like a loss of sorts, or it feels like something that I wish wasn't so inequitable. I think that's a word. And so on one hand, I want to continue to reach people and reach lots of people all at once. On the other hand, I still want to get to know people and get to know therapists. And I don't necessarily want them to just assume things about me, because assuming makes an ass out of you and me, or something like that. Something that, I don't know, someone when you were growing up used to say if you got in trouble for assuming something. And I think with the way that the internet's going, with the way that content is going, we don't know where all this is heading. We don't know what the effects and the ripples of all this will be, but I do know that what happens is when you put out content like this, people assume a lot of things. They assume they know you, how you work, precisely how much money you make, what your life is like. They assume they know if you're married or what your marriage is like, or if you don't, or if you have kids or you don't, or you have a dog or if you don't. And I talk about some of those things, but some people just make big fat assumptions, and then they sometimes have to check those assumptions, and it's an interesting moment where we go, oh, that's interesting that you assume that about me. Let me actually fill you in on what life is like. The other downside is we all paint a picture of ourselves that is better than the truth, right? This kind of rose-tinted lenses. I'm very tired today. Rose-colored glasses, maybe. We paint that picture of ourselves that is the ideal picture of ourselves. So we only show the good parts of our lives on Instagram and Facebook. We only show the vacations and when our children are behaving, and when we're not stressed out, and when our marriage is good, not the parts of it falling apart. And so that's the other thing I think we all have to be careful of, constantly, is that we're always liable to assume things that are not true about each other, and therefore it shifts our perception of reality in a negative direction. It shifts it in a way that is that's not honest and not true. So we have to be very careful about that. I don't know what the answer is. I think it doesn't mean don't put stuff out there, don't turn on a camera like this, don't share what you have to say with the world. In fact, I think my message is the opposite. It's do turn on a camera anyway. Do share your message with the world. Say what you want to say. Share it with people. Share it with people while you can, and share what you have to say, because even if it helps one person, it's better than they're better off with that message than they were without it, if you're putting good stuff out there into the world. So a little cheesy, a little cliche, but I do think it's true, and it's part of the reason why I continue to put stuff out there, because even though lots of people won't get it, or even have negative feedback, or negative reactions, or they assume things about me in real life, for the most part it helps people. For the most part I get good feedback. For the most part it helps connect with people, and it helps them connect with something in themselves that helps them advance forward in their life and in their business. So for that reason, I will continue putting out content. So that's where I'm at right now at the beginning of 2019. We'll see what the rest of 2019 looks like, but that's what's on my mind right now. I hope you enjoyed this video, And as always, you can like and subscribe if you want to hear more, if you want to watch more of these videos or be notified when more come out. And you can always head to thejohnclarke.com and get in touch with me there. So that's it for now. Thanks for tuning into this video. See you soon.